Hi, Master Club parents. This video is for children in the 3rd grade in the Soldier's book. So if your child is in this book right here, then this is the video to watch. We're going to just quickly go through how we want you to go through this book and kind of what we're expecting over the next few weeks of being quarantined and being at home, and how we can continue to go through our books and help the children still earn their badges. So again, this is their 3rd graders. And this is one of my children's books, so you might see some writing in it. But if you flip over the next couple pages, you're going to see the badges that they're going to be working on and that they can earn. Okay, again, more badge information. And then there's a Dear Parents page. So many of you have not seen these books because we don't let them go home with the kids because we're worried they might not come back. And they especially may not come back in the condition that we sent them home in. So I encourage you to read this and look through the book a little bit. It's going to tell you a little bit about our Master Club program and the book that they're going through and what they'll be learning. I also encourage you to go back and look in the beginning of their books and see what they've done so far and what they've learned, the different badges that they've earned. Okay, so once we get through that, so now all your children won't necessarily all be in the exact same place. We try to keep everybody roughly in the same area, but just depending on what their attendance has been like, how often they've been there, if they started later in the year, and that kind of thing. So you're just going to find down here the one that hasn't been written in, basically. So as you can see, these have been signed and dated by leaders. So you're going to find the pages that have not been. Now, sometimes I try to double check when I go through books. If you see all the pages around it have been signed, you can just text me and double check to see if they've done it, because I have record of all that. Every now and then we might get in a hurry, or the leaders are trying to finish up their books and they forget to sign something that they've actually done. I usually go back through and try to make sure it's caught as I'm recording it all. But if you have a question on that, please don't hesitate to message me. And just another thing to say, as they're learning these verses and completing their projects and their pages, it's our desire that you would send us video of them saying their verses. We trust you as parents to go through these books and to be honest and write in what they've done, but it would really encourage us to see each of the kids. We miss seeing them weekly, so encourage us and be a blessing to us if we could see video of the kids saying their verses, completing their projects. But do send me a picture of each thing that they've completed, and I'll talk probably a little bit more about that, with it signed and dated so that I can keep a record of it. We will be doing virtual badge awarding each week, each Wednesday night, just as if we were at Master Club. So we just ask that you send us that information so that your child can earn their badges. All right, so one of the things you'll see as you go through this book, well, let's go with this one. So there's different badges that they'll be earning. So for example, this very first one, which all your children should have already earned, is called the Jonathan badge. They'll have a verse up top here that they need to memorize. Pay attention to the wording next to the little box. For example, this one says, I rehearsed, this verse, which just means that they haven't memorized it yet, but they went through it, they've been working on it, and they're close to it. And then so that you would just check off for the I rehearsed, and you'll see later on as you get to the projects, it'll say I quoted. That would be where they memorize it and they're able to say it to you. At this age, we really want very little help in saying their verses. They're certainly capable of saying it. But if you need to give them 1 or 2 words, that's okay. But again, we really encourage them to be able to say it on their own. And then below, so you'll always see a verse, and then below you'll see project. So there's usually project, I think it's 1 through 7 for each of these, but there might be less or more, I can't remember. So you see project 1, and then it has a list of things to do. Sometimes it's just something you're going to do easy on the page, whether it be like a crossword puzzle or something like that. And every now and then, like this first one, has different options. So you would read through those and pick an option. Now that you may come, and I haven't looked through all the books, so I don't know, you may come to a point where they cannot, due to the stay-at-home quarantine, social distancing thing, they may not be able to complete. A lot of these have to do with serving others, helping the elderly or other children or whatever. So some of these may be difficult to do. So I encourage you, a couple of things you can do. Look and see what the overall theme is of what they're doing, if it's like serving others or what it is, and see if you can come up with something they can do on their own. And then you could text me that idea, or you could just maybe, find a spot to write it in, which would be fine. If you're struggling to come up with something, then text myself or Travis, and we can brainstorm for you and see if we can come up with something that they can do so that they can still work towards earning this badge. So we want them to be able to earn it, so we're willing to kind of just, figure it out as we go. Once completed, you're going to see a spot down here to sign and to date. So you make sure your initials, signature, mom, dad, however you want to do it, date it, and then you're going to send me a picture of this thing so I can put it in my record, know that they've completed this page. Again, I also encourage you, we would love to hear the kids saying their verses too. So that would be a blessing. So as you go, now the next thing you're going to see, so that will continue each week. You're going to see verses. Again, one is going to be I rehearsed and one's going to be I quoted. And then you're going to have a project. In between that, you're going to see something called key Bible stories. So what happens is once a week, our leaders for this grade, they do their project page and they do the Bible story page. So they're going to read, and it kind of it tells you a little bit about it here in the first one anyway. I don't remember what the rest say, but you're going to read the verses it tells you. So like right here, it's Genesis 1 through 25. So you're going to read that, and then you're going to ask your child questions, and they're going to write the answer. Obviously, some of our children need a little bit of help with remembering. Go back and read the verse that it pertains to. Definitely encourage them as much as you can to get it on their own, but we understand some kids may need a little help in this area. Now, the key Bible stories, they have to do multiple of these. I think there's 10 before they earn this badge. So they'll just keep going through. You'll see it's each week, and they'll eventually get to the end. They'll earn the key Bible story badge. Keep in mind, right here, this is what we do in 1 week. We don't want our children getting too far ahead in these books. When we come back to Master Club, Lord willing, we want our children to pretty much all be kind of on the same page as much as possible. We understand that some will be behind and some may be ahead. But we want to try to, not overwhelm you. We don't want you to have to do something daily. This is easily something that can be done just once a week, or you can break it up into smaller sections as well, if you would prefer. Our lesson time that we do to complete this, while Master Club is an hour and a half long, there's a lot of other stuff incorporated in that. The time that we actually spend on this, I believe it's either 15 or 20 minutes. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but it's not long. So this is easily doable in one day, 1 or 2 days, however you want to do it. And then getting back to me about once a week to letting me know what you've done. And you'll just continue through the book that way. It's very self-explanatory. Again, verse, project, key Bible story. So you'll just keep going through. Okay. I don't think, and you'll see some of the projects are, matching verses to different, whether it be names or kind of themes. As you finish up, I must have passed it. As your child has finished a badge, how come it just went? Okay. This one looks a little different than the other kids. As your child has finished up a badge, at the bottom, you will see here, this is there. It says, congratulations, you have completed all the work to earn this badge. So this is where you're going to make sure you go ahead and sign it and date it. You don't have to sign where it says the badge was awarded. It's something I can take care of. It's not a big deal, but just sign and date it that they have completed everything they need to complete this badge. And then at the next award ceremony, so that coming up Wednesday, I try to have everything turned in by Wednesday early afternoon, so we can go through everything and go ahead and award the badges that evening via YouTube. And it won't necessarily be live. We'll just get a video up. So I may set a deadline. Probably, I would say by Tuesday night have it. So we can do a video Wednesday morning and get that put into the badges. So that's pretty much it for your what they need to do once a week. If your child desires to try to earn more badges, but we don't want them getting ahead again in this part, the weekly class part, they can go to the back of the book. And the back of the book has a few different areas. So we have, let's see here. After the last badge, you'll see this page, page 76, you'll kind of see this. And then this shows 3 different badges that you can earn this year. So skip on over, okay? And then you'll see above and beyond. So this is a good area if your child wants to try to, they're home from school, they've got a lot of time on their hands now. If they want to try to earn some extra badges to add to their vest, that would be wonderful. These particular things are nice. You don't necessarily have to do them in order. As you complete a project, and I don't know how this one works for record keeping, I'd have to look, but just go through it. And I guess as you complete each one of these, you see these little purple lines and it tells you what to do. As you complete it, send me a text saying you completed. Show me though. I need to see a picture of it so I know what I'm marking down in my thing. But go through this. They would go through all these, what it says. Okay, here has a few more. And by the end of that, again, they will have earned. You don't have to go, you can go as fast as you want through these. It doesn't have to be just once weekly. This you can zoom through however you want, and they will have earned an extra badge. And it just keeps going. There is one that's like a Bible study, and I believe this requires some booklets that I have back at the church. So if you get to that point and it says it requires, I think it tells you, yeah, so it says Discovery Bible booklets. Those are something we have. You just need to ask, and I can get them to you. And then we also have another one called Children's Bible Institute, which is also a booklets that I have back at the church. So again, you just need to let me know if they want to work through those too. And then that's the end of the book. So again, we encourage you to make sure that you're texting us versus taking video. Let us see your children doing these. It would be a blessing and an encouragement to us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to text or call. You can also get a hold of Tim Topazna or Rachel Cole. That's who teaches the third graders. And if you have any questions for them, either way, it doesn't matter who you call or ask. And if you don't have our contact info, please let Pastor or Caitlin know, and they can get that for you. So I hope you're having a blessed day. Thanks so much for watching this video. Bye.